Good morning, YouTube, and welcome to the Piper Report. So, before I begin this monologue, I want to say that I just got off work a little bit ago. I worked 13 hours. I'm tired, so this monologue might not be that vivacious or that energetic. I apologize, but this kind of broke last night before I went to work. I didn't really do a video on it, but I kind of want to discuss this. There was some new information out and a picture that puts Franken in a bad light. It shows him basically sexually assaulting a young woman. And the story goes that on a trip to the Middle East, he was doing a comedy skit, and the woman who's accusing him of sexual assault was doing the skit with him. And he wanted to incorporate a kissing scene in it. And she said okay, but before the skit, he wanted to practice on her. And she said no, and she said no, and he kept bugging her. So she eventually acquiesced, and when they did do their practice kiss, he basically forcefully stuck his tongue down her throat. I mean, he went way too far. After the comedy skit, and on the plane when they were heading back, she was asleep, and he took a picture. Someone took a picture of him grabbing her breasts with him with this creepy grin on his face. Well, it was now released to the public, and it makes him look like a creeper. What's also interesting is, some of you may remember this, he might not even be a legit senator. He won the Minnesota Senate by 300 votes. However, he actually lost it, and then he demanded a recount, and then he won. People claim that there was voter fraud, and there is some circumstantial evidence indicating that. I won't make a comment on that either way, but this is something that should be noted. Anyways, CNN has a video of him talking about her from 2010 here. It's nothing really, serious or really pertinent to this whole fiasco, but it's interesting that he does mention her, so we'll go over it quickly. On the Senate floor in 2010, Minnesota Senator Franken raved about the woman now accusing him of groping and forcibly kissing her without her consent. In a column on Thursday, news anchor Leanne Tweeden accused Franken repeatedly sexually harassing her during a USO entertainment tour in the Middle East in 2006. Here is the picture, by the way, I was talking about earlier. And look at that. Oh, I want to say this. So after this broke, I went to the HuffPost, because sometimes they're just insane. And I read some of the comments there. And some people are arguing that this is bullcrap. It's not sexual assault because she's wearing a bulletproof vest. How can you grab someone's breasts if they were in a vest? It just doesn't make sense. I kid you not. This person was arguing for that, and it had 30 thumbs up and things of that nature. And then another person was trying to get him to run for president in 2020. And my main thing with this is that I'm just anxious to see if the left is going to treat him like they are treating Roy Moore and others like him. Are they going to eat their own? Or are they going to give him a slide? Are they going to let him be? In a just world, they would treat him fairly, as they are treating everyone else on the right who's being accused. However, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We shall see. I'm hoping that it does happen. But I want to say one thing that's really important. And I mentioned this quite a few times. We have to be careful that this country does not devolve to a system that being accused of something automatically confirms your guilt. Being accused of something does not mean you are guilty. That means that there has to be an investigation to indicate you are guilty. It seems nowadays, I could be wrong, but just from my personal perception, that if you are accused of something, you are treated like you are guilty, especially if you are a white male or a Republican or someone who has right-leaning political proclivities. That's just my perception. Also, Title IX, which is like a campus regulatory statute, kind of deals with this as well. Title IX basically screws over males because if you are a male and you are accused of sexual assault, you are basically automatically deemed as guilty no matter what. You are expelled from the university. Your due process is essentially just omitted. They just ignore it. And that's why Title IX is very dangerous. Title IX started out well. It started out in an honest sense, but it has rapidly devolved into a system that forbids you from acquiring and using your own due process. You are automatically deemed guilty and you are expelled, which can definitely hurt your future career, especially if word gets out that you were expelled for sexual assault, even though it was not proven. But I digress. Let's go over this. CNN uncovered video of Franken referring to the trip with Tweeden in a 2010 floor speech. Franken referred to Tweeden by name before describing her as a beautiful woman.
During the show, I was kind of the co-host with a beautiful woman named Leanne Tweeden, and we do comedy routine. And we'd introduce the music, we'd introduce the cheerleaders. I'd go out and do a monologue. This is something I would do. I'd done for a number of years.
Like I said, there's really nothing in this video that is significant to the issue at hand. It's interesting that he was talking about her from years back. So, and I didn't want to go over the breaking news article, so I just picked this one. I think most people know what's going on already, so I just kind of wanted to do a quick summary, but he should resign. He definitely should resign. Like I said, this is like karma. This is like karma because a lot of people in Congress are fake. They grandstand, but for some reason, just looking at Al Franken and listening to him, he looks and appears so fake. Like, he doesn't believe half the stuff he says. He always wants to be in opposition of his counterparts, no matter what, even if he doesn't believe it. He's always trying to... He kind of reminds me of... God, what's that guy's name? He goes to the press conference. Jim Acosta. Like, he doesn't actually believe what he says, but he's trying to get in the spotlight. He's trying to make himself look like just moral arbiter and this person who is so powerful and cares about the little guy, and all he wants to do is get to the truth. And it looks like it's a show. It looks like it is staged, like it is fake. And there's a lot of people in Congress that do that, both left and right wing. But just Al Franken, just to me, it looks like he just takes the cake. And I'm glad this kind of happened to him. I know it's kind of weird for me to say, but because it's possible that he shouldn't even be a senator. It's possible he got elected through voter fraud. It's possible that he has done this before. That Tweeden may not be the only woman he did this to. It's quite possible. We shall see what happens. Again, my nose is plugged, so I'm sorry, and I'm tired, so sorry if this wasn't as vivacious as I would like it, but hey, I want to discuss this because it is interesting and it is breaking, and I'm curious to see how the left treats him. Are they going to treat him like they treat everyone else that they oppose in these similar situations? Or are they going to cut him some slack? Are they going to give him a break because he's on their side? I don't know if you guys heard, but the woman who got fired from her governmental job for flipping off Trump's motorcade, it's kind of a story like last week or something, left-wing activists and left-wing donors have given her $90,000. She got fired, and they gave her $90,000 because she flipped off Trump. Think about that. You do something disgraceful to the President of the United States, and people support you for it. They defend you. They give you $90,000 for doing something despicable. Whether you agree or disagree with Trump's politics, whether you hate him as a human being, you should at least respect the office of the presidency and don't flip it off when he drives by. It's adolescent, immature behavior that I am digressing about, and I don't want to because I want to go to bed. Good night. and I'm done.